What's up, guys? All Things MTG here. Today you'll notice something different. This deck is not standard legal, not modern legal. This is a casual kitchen table deck of my sister's. We call it Zombies. Because, in case you might be able to guess, it's Zombie Tribal. We'll start with the lands. We've got one Arcane Lighthouse, which lets us get around, Hexproof and Shroud. So we can use Doomblade or Ultimate Price, one of our 4 removal spells. We have one Urborg, Tomb of Yawgmoth, lets us get black, because black is our heaviest color. This is a budget deck, of course, so all this stuff that we have is either stuff we have or we bought for very cheap. We have 3 Dimir Guildgate to get us some blue mana, 2 Dismal Backwater, give us blue mana and life, and Bojuka Bog is where we get against, because there's a lot of, between my Reanimator deck, which a video will be up, and a friend of ours who we play with's Reanimator deck, there's going to be a lot of graveyard hate, quite a bit. And Bojuka Bog does that nicely. And then we have 4 islands and 5 swamps for our lands. This is an aggro deck. So we have a curve. Our 1-drops, we'll start with our spells. We have 4 copies of Duress. Let's just get rid of anything that's going to be problematic to our creatures, like removal spells, counter spells, their win conditions that are not creatures or lands, and anything else. We have 2 copies of Vile Rebirth for more sorry, my camcorder's not been working, so I'm using my phone right now. Not the most optimal, but it's working so far. There will not be many like this, I can promise you. And Vile Rebirth lets us pick a creature and we exile, and we get a 2/2 attacker for a single black, which is why it's nice. We have a single copy of Unsummon, just to represent our blue here. And it lets us bounce creatures. Pretty basic. The creatures, we have 4 Slitherhead, because Gravecrawler is too expensive at $8 a piece for a starting deck. And we have 4 Diregraph Ghoul, because a 2/2 for 1, even if it enters play tapped, it's still good. Let's go to our 2 mana spot. We have spells. We have 4 removal spells in 1 Ultimate Price and 3 Doomblades, because there's not many black creatures around, and those few that there are will get killed by Ultimate Price. We have 2 Stitch Together. Let's just bring back a creature. Really, it's just to our hand, because we're an aggro deck. We can play our creatures, which is why we just want it back in our hand. We have 2 Bad Moon to pump up our creatures. That is harder to remove than any other lords, which is why I play him and not any other lords. So, and then we have our creatures. We have 4 Grixis Grimblades, because he becomes, most of the time, he will be a 3/2 with Death Touch between Slitherhead, a Diregraph Captain, another Grimblade, and our zombie Outriders, or Outlanders. It's Outlanders. We have 3 of them, because it's a 2/2 for 2 with Pro Green, which most of the decks, our friend between us, we all play, are green. So this is nice, because it gives her some protection. And then we have 3 Spiteful Returned, because with Diregraph Captain, who's be coming up next, you're hitting him for 4 every turn, not even counting Bad Moon. I thought when I helped her build this deck, I thought Spiteful Return only made you lose 1 life, which still made it good. And then we were playing a game, and I was down back to 2 life, and she had a Spiteful Return in play. I let her attack without blocking because I thought I only lost one, and it turns out I lost two and died. So that's the creatures in the 2-drops and 2-drop spells and creatures. Next we move to 3-drops. We'll do spells first. We have 2 Read the Bones, which lets us filter our draws and draw cards, which is just all around nice. We have 3 Diregraf Ghouls because the life loss ability when a zombie dies is awesome. And because they get +1/+1, which makes them very deadly. And the fact that if you have multiple, they pump each other and they all have Death Touch, which is nice. Our last 3-drop creature are Scab Ruinators, because while you have to exile creatures, that's not that bad. And he's a 5/6 flyer for 3, which is amazing. Then we only have one 4-drop in Zombie Alchemist. A 4/2 for 4 is nice. His mill ability makes him really good against some decks. And then against like Reanimator decks, the fact that you exile the creatures that you hit with him and then put zombies in play makes him so much better. He's just a powerhouse in this deck. Then we have our single non-zombie creature in a Necromaster Dragon. A 4/4 flyer for 5. When he deals combat damage to a player, they mill 2 and you get a zombie for 2 colors. That's nice. This deck used to have Gisa, Ghoulcaller Gisa, but the dragon is just so much better on an empty board. Plus I had a foil one, so he wanted a foil one. Then we have a Grey Merchant of Asphodel in the deck, because sometimes you can't get through to the Fatal because of fogs, and you just drop him with all your dudes, and like with all your stuff, like your Bad Moons, your creatures, which all have black or blue or black, you know, and you just kill them that way. Essentially what this deck wants to do is you want to win in the early turns. If you can't, like, if you run out of momentum, you have Necromaster Dragon to help create your board again. And we can't play without the obligatory 20 zombie tokens that this deck can make. And you just want to, you know, if you can survive to the late game with this deck, well, no, this is wrong deck, sorry. This deck, you just want to pound their face in with your dead people. Honestly, but it's not my choice, I would replace the Read the Bones with Phyrexian Arenas, replace the Bad Moons with Death Barons, but it's not my choice, and of course, it's just easier, and yes, but that's pretty much it. You just hit hard and you hit fast and they can't recover. Of course, this phone thing isn't going to last for very long, but until I get my camcorder fixed. So you'll be seeing a few deck techs, but I won't do any games until my camcorder gets fixed. I will see you guys later. This has been All Things MTG with my sister's blue and black kitchen table zombie tribal deck. Put in the comments any decks you want to see. I'll put up my Reanimator deck that I've talked about, and then some more decks. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and tell your friends. Bye.